Hello.
I'm Derek.
And I'm Daniel. And today we'll be discussing some topics about global climate change, specifically sea level rise. So Derek, is there anything that you know about the current sea level rise?
As of right now, I know that sea levels around the globe are rising. Okay. That's definitely for sure. And then the current sea level rise, it potentially impacts the human population and such as those living in the coastal regions. Okay. And the people on the islands. And sea level rise can definitely impact the natural environment, such as the marine ecosystem. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting. Well, I know that in the past 60 years, the average sea level rise per year was actually about 1.7 millimeters. But so that's over the past 60 years. And just from 1993 to 2009, the average sea level rise per year increased from 1.7 millimeters to 3.3 millimeters.
Wow. Which
is almost a double in sea level rise per year.
Wow.
And there's actually two factors that contributed to this. The first was thermal expansion, which is basically when water becomes warmer, it starts to expand. And the second factor was the melting of land ice, which is found mostly in glaciers and ice sheets.
That's very interesting. Oh, sorry about that. And well, did you know that sea level rise, it's actually expected to continue for centuries? And then in 2007, that Intergovernmental Panel of Climate Change, the IPCC, yeah, they projected that during the 21st century, sea level will rise another 18 to 59 centimeters.
Wow, yeah. 59 centimeters, that's a lot.
That's crazy, yeah. So what are we talking about now?
Let's talk about glaciers and ice caps.
Glaciers and ice caps. Well, about every year there's about 8 millimeters of ocean water that falls onto the Antarctica and Greenland ice sheets as snowfall. And then, but however, if none of that ice returns back to the ocean, then sea level would drop about 8 millimeters per year. And then, so scientists have been calculating and recording over the years the mass balance, which would show whether there's more ice coming in or going out. And then it's been determined through satellites that Greenland has been losing about more than 200 billion tons of ice per year.
Wow.
Yeah, and the rate of ice loss has been accelerating. And it's grown from 137 gigatons from 2002 to 2003. Wow. And that was only 9 years ago.
Wow.
Not just 9 years ago, but that was 9 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, if there was melting of small glaciers and polar ice caps on the edges of Greenland and on the Antarctica Peninsula, it would actually increase sea level of about 0.5 meters. And melting of the Greenland ice sheets would result to about 7.2 meters of sea level rise. Wow. And melting of the Antarctic ice sheet would produce of up to 61.1 meters of sea level rise.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Alright, we're back. We're back, and we got something very interesting to share.
So, basically, to kind of summarize everything up, we're just going to be talking about solutions to sea level rise.
Yeah, possible solutions. Yeah, these are well. Let's get into it. It's called geoengineering, right? Yeah, it's a very interesting topic because there's a lot of skeptics, and they say that these aren't solutions, but in reality, they are possible
good outcomes that could come through geoengineering. Not only for sea level rise, but also for like the CO2 levels in the atmosphere, and also like
in the heat, the global heat rise. Yeah. Well, let's see, what's one of those geoengineering ideas?
Well, with the obvious increases of sea level rise, rich nations are taking steps to prevent themselves and prepare themselves from disasters that can occur with too much sea level rise. They could actually afford to build large walls and channels that'll literally block off the entire country.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I heard about that too.
Yeah, the sea level.
Did you hear the one about the trees? Artificial trees, can you believe that? They're not made from wood or anything, but they're made from a special type of plastic. And then this plastic, like they create like some kind of tower and then wrap it around with this plastic, and then it absorbs CO2.
CO2.
It absorbs CO2, yeah, absorbs CO2, and then it filters it out, right? And then it uses that to store energy, to create energy.
Oh, it actually creates energy too?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And then, what else is there?
There's also mechanisms where it'll spray salt water from the ocean into the sky to make like big, thick clouds that'll be more reflective.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, to resemble a volcano, right? Is that what they were trying to do? Similar to what? Because we can't have any more volcanic eruptions.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, that's basically everything about sea level rise.
Thanks for watching.